Back, and here we have our program again, and all we're going to add is we're going to add a parser to parse command line arguments. Server administrators, they like command line arguments because it makes it a whole lot easier for them to quickly manage programs and run them. So I'm going to use parse, kind of an outdated library. The current one that people are using, or the one most people are using, is argparse, which is newer. Opparse is discontinued, but I like using it. So we're gonna need our parser. I have to call up on opparse option parser add underscore option p. Now these first two are going to be choices for the command line. The destination of where the information is stored, the options or arguments that go with it. For this we have to define a variable type, which is going to be integer, and help. It's got to be a capital H. Capital H. Put define port for server to use. Now I'm going to add another option. Oh, I don't like that. There we go. Destination. Oh, I already got that. Getting a little confused here. Yep. Type equals string, and help is set server root document. Alright, say that real quick just in case something happens. Double check it. Looks good. Alright. So, because of that line of code, this is now obsolete. This isn't obsolete. This just needs to be changed. This needs to be changed. I think it's options dot root. Yep. Now we just need to make a few changes here. Let me run it real quick, and we will see what goes on. Slash desktop slash server. Uh-oh, got an error. That would explain it. Forgot the R. There you go. Now we've got it running. Double check it. Bingo. Alright. What we did is we made the program to take command line arguments. This is really helpful. Saves a lot of time whenever you get to know the program. And simply what it does is it allows for programs to be ran in one line, and allows the program to be customized per se, add in their own options, So whenever do Python webserve.py. It's just an example. And we're going to set port equal to 8000. Alright, so what this means is, alright, Python, we're going to run webserve.py, and we are going to take the option port and give it the argument of 8000. So basically it does exactly the same right here. It takes port, which if you notice our destination is port because that's where 8000 is going to be stored. Port equals 8000, so this takes 8000, puts it in port right here. So that way whenever options.port is called up, it uses 8000. Just like whenever we set port equal to 8000 and just had port here, when port was called up, it was really calling up 8000. Now, whenever we call the second part, which is root, this one we're just going to say users or server. So it's whenever it sees root is equal to the directory server, and it puts it right here. So server gets put in the destination of root, which gets called up by options.root. Now you may say, I still don't understand the reason for doing this. One-liners, instead of, if we didn't have this right here, if we didn't have this and this wasn't commented out, for an administrator to be able to change what port to run on, they would actually have to open up the configuration files. Well, that takes time, reading, and a lot of sorting through, because something like Apache is a couple hundred lines that they have to read through. So this allows it to be quicker and allows for faster customization, makes it easy, and I think that's about it that I can go over. I know I had something on my mind a second ago. Alright, you see the help? Alright, first let's talk about this. Alright, these two right here is the arguments that it can take. So we can run it as Python webserve.py port equals 8000, or we can run it as Python webserve.py p and then 8000. Both will work. Some people I prefer doing this. Some people don't like to type as much and like to do that. So that's what these are. Destination is where this value right here gets stored. The type is integer. You don't always have to do it, but this program kind of required it. Working with these libraries required me to declare the integer type. So, or to declare the type of information that can be stored in the variable. Int just stands for integers, which is numbers. Down here, string is anything. This is a string, this is a string, this is a string. So integers only take numbers. If you try and take an integer and try and set it equal to letters, it's not going to work. Help right here defines this serve.py, and the beautiful thing about op parse, and it's also an arg parse too, is anytime you do -h or -- help, you will get this. It's already pre-done for you, which is where that help comes in. If you notice the help, what it's set equal to is exactly right here. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you have a better understanding of servers, and looking forward to making some more videos.